Hey Chocoholics, it's Natasha Romero Medrano from Miss Bailey Brown Chocolate, and this is My Chocolate Life. We left off with visiting a tea shop called Tea by Daniel in Brampton, and we chose 2 premium teas for our vintage tea collection. So I'll be making those soon to show you how the vintage tea collection is actually progressing. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the history of tea and some teas that I enjoy and what I would pair them with. We're just skimming the surface of the history of tea. The world of teas is just so incredibly beautiful, with flavors and types and cultures and the processes and the way that people present their finished product, that this is just skimming the surface. So basically, tea originated in China about 5,000 years ago, and around 2732 BC, the Emperor Shen Nung, he basically had some tea leaves, some tree leaves, blow into a boiling pot of water, and he was immediately inspired and interested in the aromas that this was presenting, and he tried it. Once the warm sensation ran across his body, he felt as though it was investigating every part of his body, and he named this drink cha, which is a Chinese character that represents the word check, or investigating.
All true tea leaves are harvested from the same Camellia sinensis plant. The processing after picking is what makes them different. White tea is as close to the fresh plant as you're going to get. Its gentle flavors and sweetness come from just being picked and dried. Green tea does not undergo withering and oxidation process. It has bright, refreshing, and energizing notes. Oolong tea, or the black dragon tea, is oxidized, withered, with fruity, creamy, toasty, and nutty notes. Black tea is oxidized longer than oolong tea and is strong and has a full-bodied flavor. The pu'er tea has a long process of fermentation after they have been dried and rolled. This tea has sweet, floral, smooth, and earthy notes.
My favorite tea is chai tea. Chai comes from the Indian word tea, which makes it redundant to say chai tea, saying tea tea. So it is a milky, sweet, and spicy beverage that is made from the true black tea leaves, and it's mixed in with exotic spices like cardamom, nutmeg, cinnamon, and some black peppers. Chai tea is my favorite tea, however, I don't have that every day. What I do have every day is red rose tea, which is a Canadian tea dated back to 1894 by Theodore Estabrooks. Back in New Brunswick, he decided to make very high quality packed teas and really promised the highest quality to his customers, and it's been a great cup of tea, one after the other, ever since. My grandmother drank this tea, and that's probably why it's a huge part of my life. We're actually from Trinidad. I was born here. We're from Trinidad, which was a British colony. So we definitely had the whole tea culture come from there. And many Canadian red rose tea drinkers are very fond of the tea figurine collectibles from the red rose boxes, if you remember those. I definitely had a beautiful time, beautiful memories from collecting those and getting those out of the red rose tea boxes. So I'm just gonna pour some red rose right now. It's a beautiful color. And I could actually, because I love this tea so much, I can drink it black, but I do normally add some milk. I did at some point in my life stop adding sugar to it. I probably added, you know, as a kid growing up drinking tea, I probably had 1 or 2 teaspoons. I think my cousin actually had 6 teaspoons of sugar in her tea, but I stopped a while ago. So that makes it really great to have this warm beverage to pair with some chocolate. Definitely with high tea, we have sandwiches and scones and other really great desserts that are normally paired. But since we're Miss Bailey Brown, we're gonna pair some chocolate today. So what I have here, there's a few coffees here. There's mint, there's orange cranberry, there's berry, our base, our dark silk. This is one of the hibiscus tea that we had Tea by Daniel try last week, and this is black cherry. So because I drink this every day, I could probably just eat anything with it because I have it on such a regular basis. But I would say a good pairing is maybe the almond crunch. So we have 70% dark chocolate. This is made with coconut milk, so it's not a heavy cream or buttery taste. It's a very distinct chocolate taste that has a nice fudgy consistency. And I make the ganache for the almond crunch with crushed almonds in the ganache, and then we have a whole almond on the top. So that is delicious. The tea actually melts the chocolate in your mouth, and it's just a beautiful moment. So this about wraps up our show today. I would love for you to comment below and let me know what your favorite teas are and what your favorite tea pairings are. What do you normally have with your tea? I would love to know. Join us next week when we actually go visit the Escarpment Tea Room in Milton. We are going to meet Edwina, the tea lady, and she's going to suggest teas for our vintage tea box. And we're going to find out a little bit about her story. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We are definitely growing with My Chocolate Life, and don't worry, we're talking about teas, but we're definitely going to dive into chocolate as well. Thank you, and stay sweet.